Oh, seven commanders. Today we're going to have a mature, adult, non-ranty perspective on the future of Elite Dangerous. I've been a commander in Elite Dangerous for a very long time. Probably, I think, the very beginning. I even bought the $200 version, or whatever it was back then. Might have been $150. Basically, I was to get everything for the rest of my life for free. Well, a lot of things have changed since then. Not that that's changed. That's still holding. However, I want to talk about the future of Elite Dangerous and possible futures, okay? Really, I don't have any insider information on any of this stuff, but I did want to talk about it, and I have talked about it on some live streams before. There's a couple of things I really want to convey. As a community, all the commanders that are in this community should have a right to think whatever they want. Whether their thoughts don't align with ours or not, they should be allowed to say it. And we, as a community, should at least understand their perspective, whether we agree with it or not. I also want to say up front that the new monetization in Elite Dangerous does not bother me at all. I would love to give them money. However, it is, by definition, pay to win. The word win is what people get hung up on. Don't get hung up on. It's just pay. You're going to pay for something in the game that is, by definition, an unfair advantage against other players that cannot afford said item or do not choose to purchase said item. That's it. I want people to stop arguing about that because it doesn't matter. What matters is, why are they doing this? Frontier is becoming a company they never wanted to be. Why are they doing that? We don't know. However, we do know that they're struggling financially. Their board expects, or not their board, but their investors expect to see a profit, or they're gonna, leave or do something else, or force them to change or whatever. But what about if they're making the game show enough profit to be able to sell the IP? I know. Braben said, I will never let go of my baby. But this isn't really his baby. His baby is actually the one that he made back in the 80s. This is kind of a spiritual successor. It still has a lot of the same stuff and all that. But David Braben himself has stepped down as the CEO for the game quite a while ago, as far as I remember. They also said they would never put this kind of the monetization in their game. So things are changing, right? Things are changing one step at a time. And what if they're preparing this for one of two things? Either it's going to do great and they're going to put all that money towards Elite, which I don't think is the case because they're also trying to save all their other games too. Or they're getting it prepared to make enough profit to consider it sellable to someone, whether it's the IP itself or whether it's a licensing fee or whatever it is. Another company could easily pick up this IP and make gobs and gobs of money with it. And they know that. The reasons they know that are things like Star Citizen, that still hasn't even released as a finished game yet, still just making oodles and noodles of money just selling ships. There's other games out there that have done this. EVE Online, which nobody talks about anymore. They even sold for like $425 million to Pearl Abyss. And it still runs. There's still content creators on the interwebs, still making videos about it, still selling products. Basically, it becomes kind of like like a Disneyland type thing, where there's just lots and lots of products. People buy them, tourist attractions, whatever it is. Elite Dangerous has the trappings for all that. And if they, make it so that more people can access it, which is what they're doing, the game itself could possibly be prepping to either have a resurgence or be sold. Okay? Just know that they could sell it and they would sell it. And I've played so many niche games. Ultima Online, was a beloved game. It got sold. Profile died, and they weren't supposed to die because that was a beloved game, and Shroud of the Avatar, another one that was written by Richard Garriott, a beloved creator that had created many of our childhood games. Yeah, he sold that. I'm not going to entertain the idea that this is impossible. They would never sell because X said this or X said that. They've said a lot of things that they didn't do. A lot of features in the games that we never got, now that they're suddenly trying to press out, like on a conveyor belt, right? So why are they doing that? That's the question. Nobody's answering that. They also hired a PR team. Did Good Gaming. There's no information about anything they're working on for Elite. Maybe it didn't pan out. When I did find information on it before, the information I could find is that they were really concerned with Planet Coaster and Planet Zoo, which are probably some of their other profitable games. Now, I'm not saying that Frontier is going to die, but Frontier is definitely restructuring. They've definitely cut back their numbers hardcore for the first quarter, laid off, or people have left the game, and there's a reason for that. Okay, so you have to think about it from a larger perspective than the community, because I'll tell you right now, the developers care about the community, but the executives certainly do not. It's not because they don't have compassion for humanity. It's because to them it's about money, and that's the way it is. I plan on buying the next ship that comes out, the pay-to-win ship. It is a beast, and it is nice, and it's got a lot of high-end features on it. And yeah, people are going to have problems with it, but I'll tell you what, any potential buyers, if this thing goes over and a lot of people buy those ships and a lot of people buy all this stuff that they're charging for in the store coming up, we don't even know what all the rest of it is. We know that they're coming out with pre-built ships. They're coming out with probably more skins. They're focusing heavily right now on the ships, okay, which is the best idea, because that's really what Elite Dangerous is. It's a spaceship game. It's not a looter shooter or any of that other stuff. It's definitely a spaceship simulator, and it does that very well. And they're adding new things in to make more players interested in getting ships. Okay, the booster for the SCO, the supercharged frame shift drive, whatever the hell it's called. You guys know what I mean. Anyway, so they're coming out with that, and that's a great thing, and it's also made specifically works really good on that new ship. I don't know if you guys knew about that, but it does. I don't have it yet because I'm not a partner and I didn't get access to it early, which I'm really bummed about, because I really wanted to shake that thing out and see what's going on. But I already know it's going to be an AX ship, so I'm not worried about that. I don't do PvP. They're coming out with a new power play, which might be nice, especially for people that are really new. I don't know that it's going to convince any of the older commanders into all of a sudden now they want to do PvP because of this or that other thing. I don't think there's enough rewards in the world, because a lot of the older commanders and certain types of commanders do not like opportunistic PvP. And no matter what, when you put a flag on your back, that flag doesn't protect you from people just flying around that want to just kill people. Okay, there's no protections in place, right? Like you're not unless they're gonna let your so if you sign up to a power, say it's one of the Empire ones or whatever, and you get attacked, then if 15 Empire ships come down and protect you, that would be cool. But that's probably not what's going to happen. But anyway, there's a lot of things they're doing right now, and a lot of things we don't know about. Make no mistake, they're going to do more, especially if, as many of the commanders will justify, they want to support the game because they don't want it to die. I don't think it's going to die. I think they're just fattening it up so they can possibly sell it. And that is an option, and that is something they will think about. I've asked about this before. I was asking, well, why don't they just, do like EVE Online did and just sell it? Somebody sell it to Pearl Abyss. Pearl Abyss will keep it alive. Pearl Abyss will throw a bunch of monetization in it and just keep it around forever and ever. And that's probably not the worst idea in the world. I mean, especially if you need money, maybe they want to do something else. We don't know what their plans are for the company. I mean, obviously, like I said, they're down to a skeleton crew pretty much now. And, they're doing things, sure, but why are they doing them? Why are they doing them now? Is it to make us happy? No, I don't believe that.